Yo, I'm Malachi McNeil. I'm your host. Today we have a young entrepreneur, philanthropist, community leader, and mentor. And by the way, this is Let's Talk Life. Today we have here Tiffany B. Moment, and she's here to talk life.
Hello everyone, my name is Tiffany B. Moment. As he said, I'm so excited to do this interview. Oh my gosh, we have some good talks coming up. So back to you.
Okay, so today is February the 14th, 2024, Valentine's Day. And my first question is just going to be, how do you feel when it comes to love?
How do I feel when it comes to it? Love should be unconditional, no matter the situation. People gonna always disagree, but at the end of the day, Christ says what? That is Love. So
Love is God.
Love is God. God is love.
Love is everything.
Yes.
So now we're going to do a deeper dive into who Tiffany B. Moment is. So what is your why?
My why? Oh gosh, where can I start with that? Well, let's go back to love. My why is, God says love all, and I love people. I have a compassion and a passion for people, and that's one of my whys. And to always give back. Always give back. I will always give back, because everyone has a story. Everyone has a story. You don't know what they go through, so yeah, that's one of my whys.
Okay, So since you say giving back and people, love, is there any specific loved ones, family, relatives, friends, that played a helping hand in the coming of you starting your path?
Oh my goodness, yes. My parents, of course, my brothers, and someone that's just so dear to my heart is my grandmother. She passed in 2020, and she always taught me, from a kid, is to look people in the eyes, because I was a little shy, and she said, you need to build your confidence up. Look at me in my eyes. Why are you looking down like this? And that's some of the things that our young kids battle with, is not feeling enough and not feeling worthy. And so my grandma always instilled in me that you're going to be somebody important, but you got to know that.
That's right.
So, my granny.
My grandma taught me a lot too growing up. She specified that being a man is one of the hardest things, and being my masculine self is like the hardest thing too. So there's a lot of struggles when it comes to just being who you are.
Just gotta remember who God says you are. We always have to remember that, because sometimes we'll get so lost in people, things, and places, and the depression, anxiety. But if you remember who you are, can't nobody stop you. Nobody can stop that.
That's so real, because I struggle with that a lot, man.
Yeah.
Who I am.
Yeah, you got to remember who you are, and nobody can stop it. Remember the promises God said about you. Wonderfully, fearfully made, beautiful. Y'all, we got to remember that. But yeah, now, about to start preaching now, y'all. You better keep going, Malachi.
I'm all for it. Okay, so let's talk about choosing your path. When the path was, beginning, or when you was making your small gestures of just becoming who you wanted to be, what was some of the troubles that you had to go through before you could settle down and just choose?
God, where do I start? Like, seriously. Okay, from a kid, I always said that I wanted to be a nurse, because I said I love people. I want to help people. But God has his own plans with that. So I got to Athens Tech. I did not want to go to school, but my parents insisted that I go, my mother. So I was like, I'm going to go for nursing. Child. I said, oh, baby, what? No, not doing this. So I had to settle myself, and I said, God, what is your plan? Not my plan. And so at Athens Tech, I got into business. And I tell you, that business class did a works on me, and I fell in love with business. One of the classes that I took was public speaking. Again, back to my grandmother, she said, be confident in yourself. And that class actually taught me how to be confident in who I am and speaking to people and not looking all around the room when I'm talking. But I said that's one of my ways. But I always knew that God had called me to reach people in unique ways. So
I see you talk about God a lot.
Yeah.
And I love that you talk about God a lot. So I already know when I ask you this question, I know what your answer is going to be.
What is it?
When you lose sight of the path that's ahead of you, or when things don't pan out, what keeps you motivated?
Ooh. First, I would say faith. And we have to know what faith is. Faith is as the size of the mustard seed. You have to believe before you see it.
That's real.
You know, and also encouraging yourself. If you don't do that, nobody's going to do that. I mean, you can get it from your mama, you can get it from grandma, you can get it from daddy, but if you don't know who you are, I mean, you stopping yourself. Mama can say, baby, you can do it. You got this. But if you don't believe it in your heart, it's not going to happen.
That's real.
So it's within yourself and believing and trusting God that He is. And He's gonna do it. You're gonna wait a little bit, baby, but it's coming.
It's this one quote, I'm gonna just drop it right now, that I love, and I live by this quote 24/7.
Yeah.
John 1:1. Mm-hmm. In the beginning was the Word.
Yeah, and the Word was God.
The Word was with God.
Yes.
And the Word was God.
Yeah.
That just means so much, and it's so powerful just to know that everything is God.
Yeah. And His Word alone sustains everything. That Word, you got to believe it. If you don't believe it, you're just putting a pause on His plans for your life. I told my friend that the other day, one of my god sisters, I said, you have to stop stressing because you're putting that pause on what God wants to do in your life.
That's real.
You got to trust Him.
Complaining don't get the work done.
What is complaining gonna do? Nothing. So yes, I would say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I want to ask you, I know a lot of people, and it's social media based, it's not really reality based. No. They always say work hard, keep going. Mm-hmm. Some people say get 4 hours of sleep, 5 hours, 6 hours. Yeah. And some people don't even like to go to sleep.
Yeah.
How important are breaks to you?
Ooh.
And what do your breaks look like?
Honey, Jesus took a break. I would say you have to reset, because sometimes you'll find yourself just busy, fast, running, and your mind going this way and that way. You don't know what direction to go, because you're always
going.
You begin to lose yourself in the fastness. It's like, sit down, rest, stop trying to chase this, breathe. Sit in God's presence alone. I tell you, if you do that, I mean, your life gonna change eternally. Eternally. Yep.
I love that you say that too, because recently I was going through a lot, and I did a lot of soul searching. I did it focusing on myself, taking myself shopping, going out, just experiencing.
By yourself, do it by yourself.
Because I realized that a lot of my focus came from the people around me.
Yeah, influence,
peer pressure,
influence, surroundings, atmospheres will lead you to detrimental places. Yeah, I would say that. We have to change who we're connected to, who we talk to on a daily basis, because their negativity can come off on you, and you're like, well, I'm feeling this way.
And you realize that it's not even you, it's just somebody that you like to keep yourself around.
There you go. Cut off, baby. Go.
Well, out of my life. You gotta get cut. Gotta get cut.
Yeah.
And that's real.
Yeah.
So now, let's talk about mental health.
Okay.
Mental health is the biggest aspect of my life. I feel like before I can do anything, before I can even get up in the morning, brush my teeth, take a shower, do anything, I have to make sure mentally I am prepared for the day.
That's right.
What is mental health to you, and how important is it to you?
Mental health is the top one of the God, and then your thoughts. He's number one. But you have to have positive thoughts no matter what you're going through. If your mind is so set on what happened to me 3 years ago, or what happened to me 2 months ago, that's just the devil stopping you. He's pausing what God wants. God wants us to trust Him at all times, y'all. I'm telling you, at all times.
At all times.
At all times. I mean, even when you ain't got enough, I'm watching you. I'm trying to see what your faith like when you got enough. That's what He's doing. Granny died. Actually, Uncle died, my granny died, my cousin died about 3-4 months ago. Back to back, boom, boom, boom.
It's all just preparation for your destination.
There you go. And I'm like, God, what in the world? I mean, people say not to question God, but I mean, this is my best friend. Why I can't talk to him? Sir, he's going to answer you.
I feel like some people get the misinterpretation when you question God. You're like basically not having faith. But I feel like asking God a question is just trying to, understand it.
Yeah. And sometimes he may not give you the answer until later. But all of that is in his words. That was his will for them to go. We all have an expiration date. But, yeah. I just had to put my mindset on a positive frame. And no matter what we go through in life, God is still God. And we just have to find out a positivity through it. And we'll get out of it.
Okay. So I like that because there was one thing that I like to say to myself, and I don't say it to a lot of other people, I say it to myself. I see a lot of things on the internet and they be like, walk by faith, believe in faith.
Right.
I tell myself every day, walk in faith.
Yeah. You have to be in it.
Because people say walk by it, but walk by it is,
Right. You may lose it the next second.
Exactly.
I mean, you have to be in depth in it.
Gotta bathe.
Trust in him. Live, wake up, walking by faith.
Okay. So let's talk about Radiant Harmony Cleaning Service.
Okay.
I love the name.
Thank you.
I love the service that it provides. I read the reviews.
Oh, thank you. Good.
It's beautiful.
Thank
you. Bring love, joy, prosperity, and change the whole energy, make it positive. Okay. I love all of that.
Yeah, thank you. That's what it means. Love, joy, and prosperity is why I named it that.
And that's powerful too, because Radiant Harmony Cleaning Service. I read it to my stepmom and she said, ooh. Like she fell in love with the name.
Oh, good.
Okay,
good.
So what I want to ask you is teamwork.
Yeah.
How important is teamwork to you?
To me, nobody can do it alone. I mean, and we have to keep the unity in teamwork. It's not she's better, he's better, they're better. It's coming together and bringing unity. This person may have this idea and this person may have this idea. Let's put it together.
And work together.
Work it together. It's not
work in unison.
There you go. No jealousy behind it. It's like God wants us to work together. Love your neighbor. Okay?
As yourself.
That's yourself. So I love teamwork. We gotta have it, y'all. We can't do it alone. So,
what type of message would you like to leave for your team?
My type of message that I would like to leave for my team, I would say always keep God first, keeping the love, keeping the unity, and what else? I would say those two things. Always keep the love and unity and loyalty. A lot of people these days in this world forget what loyalty is. But we need to get back to loyalty. Okay? And friendships, relationships, and community. Get back to loyalty, y'all. I mean, and learn how to communicate during difficult conversations. I would say that.
Uncomfortable situations do occur.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you handle that?
Yeah.
You may not know, but you got to do it.
Got to do it. Development. Yeah.
When you give back to the community in any way that you can, what is the type of feeling that it gives you, knowing that you're making an impactful change for the youth, even older people?
I mean, I really can't describe it because it's like something spiritual and internal for me.
It's just so deep.
I can't really put the words together. Like, it's undescribable because if God tells me to do something, I'm going to do it. It's for Him. It's not for me. It's not for them, but it's for Him. When I obey Him,
it just fulfills you.
It fulfills me. Tiffany, go do this. Okay. Tiffany, go do this. I'm like, wait a minute now, God. Hold on, sir. Go do it. Like I told you to. Go do it. So I got to obey Him. That's
good. Is there any shout outs you would like to give to organizations, specific people, or even yourself?
Shout outs. Ooh, goodness. I serve as a mentor in JOA, Juvenile Offender Advocates. I'm a Rotarian. I'm on the board with that. The Public Image Chair. What else? Oh, yo, let me tell you something now. I am running for Retro Prom Queen with ACCA. That is Athens Community Council of Aging. Okay, I need donations. These are for senior citizens. They provide food security for them, health and wellness for them, and much more, y'all. So I'll shout them out because I'm currently in Retro Prom. It's May the 3rd. And yeah.
Hey, you heard
Hey,
it
my
there.
church, New Georgia Church of God of Christ. Y'all come to church.
Gotta go to church every Sunday.
Every
Is there any Bible studies? What days are those?
Oh, well, we're getting back to, because when COVID came, y'all, we just kind of stopped by. But we're going to get back to Bible study. Yeah.
Okay.
Sundays at 11:30.
That's great. That's great. Lastly, I just want to say I am proud of the person that you are.
Oh, stop it. I'm proud of you, Malachi.
Nah, for real though. Tiffany B.
you.
Moment is a light.
Oh,
She is positive.
thank
She is
you.
shining bright. She is motivated, and she is driven by purpose.
Yes, I am.
And I just want to say I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come sit, have this
Yeah.
conversation. And
Thank y'all.
Talk
For-
life, more importantly.
That's right.
So, that was Tiffany B. Moment. I'm Malachi McNeil, the host of Let's Talk Life. That was a great conversation. I feel lit up by the words that she provided me. And tune in for the next show.